Hello and welcome back to another episode of Farm and Life at Vercshuere. So for those of you who are following along on our Instagram account, you will have known that the past week I went back to Ireland to visit some family and friends, and also Luke brought me to see the Galway versus Kilkenny match up in Galway, so that was a great match. So it's the hurling match for any of you who watched it. While I was away, Mum and Dad were of course busy and they did quite a bit of filming, so I'm going to show you that today to catch you up. So they got some new wheels for the 5095, so I'll show you putting them on. They bought them from a farmer over the road, actually off a combine. They had the FCO vaccination, so the vaccination for the weanlings so that we would be able to sell them to Italy. I have Paco here with me. And Dad has been servicing the TL90, so I'll show you all of that. We are getting ready for cider season, so Luke is actually coming out on Friday, and Gary, who you've seen in a few videos a while back, he's coming out on Wednesday, so probably the day of this video. So they're coming out to help with the silage harvest. Now obviously it depends on the weather. We have some lovely weather now, hopefully it stays this way for next week. But before we get to the video, I want to talk to you guys about what has been going on in France. So there is a family farm, so the Vercshuere, I think is how you pronounce it, Vercshuere family farm up in Lois. I'll leave a little map here somewhere. They have been fined €120,000 by 6 of the neighbours because of noise and smell coming from one of their sheds. So the current farmer that's on the farm, so he's only 30, he joined the family farm back in 2007. And in 2010 they decided to build a new shed to stay up to date with new rules and regulations of milking parlours and sheds and so on. So they built that shed. They had gone through every commission needed. They had set up meetings because they are living next, because the farm is near a local like a small village. There are houses within 100 metres, so he had to go even further and getting more certs and approvals to be able to build within 100 metres, and had organised meetings for any of the neighbours who wanted to object to the building of the shed. So built the shed in 2010, and then I believe a few years later, 2014, 2015, something like that, 6 of the neighbours came together and brought him to court basically over the noise and smells of the shed. And on the 8th of May this year, it has been approved that the 6 neighbours won, so he has now been fined €120,000 for that, and I believe that actually goes to them, and he has to take down his shed. So I think that's a bit of nonsense. There's a lot of uproar in France that's going around, a lot of people protesting against it. The fact that they're able to do that even though he got every approval needed and they never objected before the building of the shed. Since this whole thing has been brought to court, 3 of the neighbours have actually moved away. One of them has rented out his house, and the new people living there haven't actually complained about it. So there's only really 2 people left living there that did complain about it. And yeah, they're still asking them to take down the shed. So there is a petition going around. I'll leave the link to it below if anybody wants to sign it. I've signed it. So the petition is so that he doesn't have to take down the shed. Now I'm not exactly sure how many signatures they have to get. So I'm not exactly sure what way it's going to turn out. Now he has already been fined, but whether or not he has to take down the shed now is another question. So it's a small farm, it's a small dairy farm of about 80 milking cows. They're also complaining that he increased his herd. So from 2007 when he took over the farm, they were milking 70 cows and now they're milking 80. So they're complaining of the increase of the herd by 10 cows, which has also gone into the reason of why he's been fined. So yeah, so that's a bit of nonsense in my opinion, but so if you want to sign the petition, help him out, and also let us know what you think of that down in the comments below. Yeah, so that's what's going on over here in France. I'll keep you up to date if I hear any more news on the situation. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. As always, if you do, please give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel and ring the little bell notification to stay up to date on any of our future episodes.
So I have the hub off. Told you before there was a seal. That's the seal that's gone. Now it runs on this little, they come with it. So it has 2 little grooves wore in, so it wouldn't seal. So I get the complete thing there now. And now I see where some old net got wound around it. Now that mightn't have helped it. And the other thing is I have to get 2 track rod ends.
2 what?
Track rod ends for the steering. And the bearings are okay. And that's about it. But really it was destroying the tractor. And if you let it run low on oil, well, you'll have bigger problems with bearings. So that's it. When I'm putting it back in, I'll show you the rest. Okay. So back here at the TL, I have the seal in. Don't know if you can see it there. I have 2 tracker ends on both sides. They were fairly bad. So I'm just going to slip on the hub now and adjust it up. And maybe after a day or 2 I might have to check it just to see if it's loose again, but it should be okay. Now the big nut, I don't have a socket for it, but I have tighten it with the chisel. And then when you get it tight, you have to tip it down in 2 places to lock it so it doesn't loosen it. That's the old seal there. That should be okay. That's it, go for the scrap. And I have 2 O-rings now to go in the back of it. I have to feed some cattle first. Now, I haven't these tightened up the tracker ends because I have to line up the 2 wheels when they're on and set it right. I do make up a kind of little temporary tacking bar. Hello. So I'm back at the TL here again. Hard to find time. Now I'm down the pit. So this is strong here. I had the two. I don't know if you can see them. I got a torch. No, but I have a light here and all. But anyways, there is two O-rings to go on. Them two pipes. They're just leaking. Not much, but so I find the pit very handy. It actually wants to be cleaned out now and has been idle all winter. We have a plug here and we have a fluorescent light or an LED. We used to, it was nice and white a few years ago. Well, it's there now about, that must be 12 years. Put this down ourselves. Solid rock. We had to jackhammer it out. I hired out a big jackhammer, and I had the one on the digger as well. And there's actually no floor, it's just rock. And I didn't, it's hardly deep enough for a car, but it's perfect for the tractor. You can see there. If you had it very deep, you'd have to put a stand to go up at a tractor. Now I see a little bit of a weep there now as well. So I must try tightening that and see where it's coming from. And just give her a wash underneath then as well. So that's it. Behind these O-rings now and behind the wheel and call it a night. Okay. So we're at the start of the vaccinating these now today. Just waiting for the vet. Vaccinating for Bluetown. And there's some more younger lads here. And then there's three groups to do. I see another one there with ringworm. There's a lot of ringworm. So there's one of our young bugs. Just took him in from the cows there. Not in too bad a shape. He's just 18 months now and he's with the cows all winter. He's gonna be big. The other lad is up there. There's another group in. And that's it. Got wheels for Jeep or for
Okay, Sebastian. Pull the tube.
So we came on this old combine down the road and it has big wide wheels that should fit the 15 into drive. They're the wrong sort of tires but they'll do for now. And the engine is good enough as well. It's actually the same engine as the 5095 even. There's nothing wrong with the engine but I might buy the engine as well because This combo, even though it's very old, only has a couple of thousand hours on it. So, the engine hasn't much done. The guy in Ireland looking for the engine as well. So, we'll say the engine is over now. I was hoping the radiator wasn't damaged, but the damage to the radiator taken it out. But the rest, I thought the wheels in the front would be wider, but they won't fit the tractor on it. They'll fit the tractor. Nice partner ball the neighbour has bought here. And bon camion.
Boucher, charcutier, traiteur, Thierry Guiguemin.
C'est vous? C'est vous? Bonjour. Bonjour. C'est un nouveau taureau. Ah, en anglais. Ah oui.
C'est pour mettre sur les vaches, ouais.
Pour mettre sur YouTube, oui.
So, I hope the fit after all that. Well, it wasn't a whole while. Now, I don't think I'll be able to sell that. So, it's actually a touch higher, but they're wider. And hopefully the fit has to jack off another bit now.
Two dogs think we're going somewhere.
Now, I'll probably leave these on for a while, these balloon wheels, because they kind of act as a suspension a small bit, because she is very heavy in front. The other ones, the idea of these tires being pointed is it's easier on the steering. There's only a little piece of the tire sitting on the ground, on the road. And when you go into the field then, they go down. But should be okay for all of the young ones. I'll see what the white tires are like on it. As well as that, when I'm driving her, as I said, there's an 18-inch wheel and a 16-inch wheel, and there's a bit of a pull on the steering, so I'm hoping that's all the wrong with it. Hopefully these two tires might take the out of it. But they weren't there. They look a lot better than the other little yokes. Things, and they're not sticking out any wider than the back wheel. Yeah, pleased enough now for the few quid they cost, and I've been tested out. I know it has to be sprayed, but we're a long way off spraying it. That'll do.
Do you think once the boot is open, Jesse, you can hop in and we're going somewhere?
What do you think of the
So that's that for this week's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.